Hey there, how are you? Welcome to day 199 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings. Yes, the countdown is now incredibly close to our last session tomorrow, and it's feeling actually slightly overwhelming. So it's strangely. So it's great. Today is our stretchy, our calm day, a day just to really get in touch with yourself, just reflect and be nice to yourself. It's very moody outside Melbourne. It's Melbourne, 27 one day, 18 the next. So yes, definitely a time for just giving yourself a great big stretchy hug. All right, cool. So if you'd like to join me with today's playlist, you may notice, those of you who are joining me in the playlist, yes, this week has been mostly me playing all of my favorite songs. So I hope you've enjoyed them along the way. Right, let's do this for day 199. 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start standing with feet hip width apart, just a soft knee bend. Make sure that you've got equal balance on the feet, front and back. And just going to drop the head down and back up. Butt super heavy off the spine. Really let go of that lower abdomen. Breathe. Good, now down to the side. And we're just going to roll it back the other way. You don't have to go in my pace, go your own pace. But unclench your butt cheeks. Good, back to the center. Now we're going to go down, just curve over a bit and come back up. And again. Good, head to one side, and we're just going to do some gentle nods now. Just unlock those knees. And just get the feeling you're just mushing with the surrounding air. Listen to whatever sounds you have, as long as they're pleasant sounds. Or think about if you've got like a bit of an internal dialogue going on where you're sort of just stuck in a narrative, stuck in your headspace. Focus on a different sensation, so everything you can feel. The ground beneath your feet, for example, or the wind on your face. Or think about the colours that you can see, or what you can hear. If you're eating, do what you can taste, but you're probably not eating right now. Alright, back down. We're going to roll down all the way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and straight back up. Here we go. 4, 8. And back down for 8, 7. Back up for 8, 7. Good, and I'm just going to arch forwards. And opening out. So your spine going back, fingertips going forward, top of the head stretching forward, and back up. Good, just really gently roll through the shoulders, top of the head going up, butt sinking down, soften through the jaw. Soften the front of the throat, down over the sternum. Good, and we're just going to go back to one side and just gently nod here. Soften through the jaw. Let the butt hang heavy off the spine. Keep the ear to the side, and we're just going to look behind. And if you feel stable, you give a really gentle nod, just very small. Otherwise, just hold the static stretch. In fact, even if you just hold it and then think about the nod, that can be just as useful. Back to the side and look in front. Again, if you want, just imagine that you're nodding. Really feel in your sort of imagination what it feels like for those muscles to move as you're nodding back and forth, the weight changes that happen. Good, back to center and soften the jaw, look up again, imagine nodding. And back to center, rolling around. And looking behind. And again, either actually nod or imagine it. If you imagine it, really do have to go into detail. So really connect with the feeling of what that sensation is of the muscles moving up and down. What do you see in your visual field? Good, back to the front and looking down towards the front foot. Either actually nod or imagine you're nodding. Good, back to the side, gently look up and nod or imagine it. Good, back to the side and head down. Link the hands behind, just really gently allow the weight of the shoulders and the weight of the elbows just to encourage an opening through the back of the neck and over the top and the back of the shoulders. Shoulder blades widening. Good, coming back up. And we're just going to roll through the shoulders again, nice and gentle. Good, I'm just going to do a little bit of mobility of the feet. So really gently, just rotating through the hip. And change directions. Keep the breath going so that it makes the movement smooth. So take a breath in, and as you breathe out, imagine that is really gently moving the limb around, like a mnemonic process. Change size, and circle. Breathe deep into the belly. Imagine you're breathing up through suckers in the floor, all the way through every part of the leg, change direction, all the way up through the thighs, through the pelvis, into the belly, then breathe back out down the leg again. That was totally my toe clicking on the floor. And circle again. Good, and into a forward hug again. And open out. And down. And out. Good, okay, we're just going to reach over, try and touch the wall, lift up out of this hip. If you want to, use some gentle percussion with a cupped hand, like you're holding a very small amount of water in it. Good, now engage with this floor, this foot, and the floor, reach with this hand, breathe out. And change over. Good, engage with this foot, reach with this hand to come up. Really nice. Okay, so we're going to bring this arm to the head and just engage through the little framework you're making here, and bend the knees, gently circle. Only go as far forward as you're going back. Keep it smooth, and then while you're here, go back, send your mind inside the rest of the body. Unclench those butt cheeks, relax the lower abdominal muscles, open out over the diaphragm. Nice thing to imagine there's mirrors on your spine, but pointing forwards, so at the front of the spine down here. And all they're doing is just reflecting forwards whatever you feel. And then same on the back of the spine, change directions, pointing out, whatever you feel, just reflecting out behind you. Good, arm down, just roll it out. And we're just going to change arms. Arm goes to the head, not the other way around, so the relationship between the spine and the top of the head is still straight. Again here, if you want, you can just imagine doing the movement. You don't actually have to do it for it to be full benefit. It's a nice thing to remember if you're tired or injured, but you can still achieve a lot by doing really small movements that match with the breath. Try and smooth out any corners here. Keep it nice and circular. If there was a laser pointer from your finger on the ceiling, you'd be doing a perfect circle. And your cat would be going nuts. Good, and down, just roll it out. We're going to roll down through the spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to go straight back up for 8. Really good. Just going to bring the hand and the Nelly the elephant exercise, arm to head. Bend over from the top half of the body. So we're here like this. Relax the other arm and gentle infinity sign or figure of 8 on its side with the upper body, not with the arm. If you're feeling strain in the neck, make sure you have, again, a nice straight relationship from the cervical spine all the way through the top of the head. And it's the arm that goes across the body. And now this figure of 8, it's so smooth and perfect. So slow it down. And then go back in the body and release all the extraneous muscles that think they're helping but really aren't. Good, and let's go back the other way. Just relax the other arm, particularly over the shoulder. It probably wants to think it's helping by engaging along the top of the shoulder. It's not. Go back and unclench your butt cheeks too. Ah, the body. What a laugh. Good, coming up. And just roll out through that. Should be hopefully feeling a bit more open through the shoulder blades. And the other arm comes up to the head. Nice lengthening through the spine. You're getting longer through the spine at the top of the head as you do this, as you fold over. So still have the feeling that the spine is lengthening from the coccyx all the way through the head. And soften the opposite shoulder. Relax the hips and the butt. Breathe. You can imagine nice golden light is shining out the back, as small as your back, projecting on the wall behind you. And in fact, you can even imagine there's nice golden light coming out over your solar plexus. And it's also just making a nice warm glow on the floor in front of you. In fact, why don't you just imagine it's coming at the sides of your ribs as well. Change direction. Coming at the sides of your ribs and glowing around the room. Good, let's come up and we'll just roll out that shoulder, hopefully feeling a bit more open. All right, take the legs a little bit wider. And we're going to roll down the spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Stay down there. And I'm just going to really gently straighten the legs and then bend. Just straighten until you find a stretch. And again, we're going to go through a few of these cycles. Make it soft, not aggressive. And right from the coccyx all the way down to the tip of the head, you're lengthening. Keep it synced with the breath. Good, just rolling up through the spine. Just wanted to get the blood out of their head. And back down again. Good, take yourself over to the left leg and just gently stretch there. Nice static stretch. Although static on the outside, still keep on relaxing on the inside. Good, across to the other leg.
Good, into the center, bend the knees, rolling up for 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2. Good. We're going to lean over again. Straight legs, but they're not locked. Good. Engage the foot, the arm. Come up, change sides. Good. Just take a little bit of a wider stance and take the toe out. And we'll just sit. It's warrior, isn't it? Is this warrior? I don't do yoga. Oh, someone who does yoga. Deep breath in, breathe out, and just collapsing over, lengthening through from the hands to the fingertips. Lift up from the outside blade of the straight leg. So those muscles are lifting, you're not rolling that knee forwards. Engage with the bent leg and the foot was on the floor, and push the floor away from you as you come up. Change over. Deep breath in, breathe out, coming over. Engage with that foot and come up. Good, bring the feet in, rolling down through the spine. Good, now take the left hand towards the right foot and the right hand out. So you're trying to do it like a twister. And you can just creep those fingertips along the floor to try and get a nice stretch along the back. If you want to increase it, that right hip, think about sticking it out, nice and gentle. Good, soften and come back, change over. So right hand to left foot, left hand out. Creep them along the floor to stretch, and if you want to stick that left hip out a little further. Good, soften. Creep the fingertips out as far as they go, forwards. Lift the butt towards the ceiling, gently pull back against it, soften through the neck. Those butt bones, it's the butt bones that want to go up, the sit bones. Soften, and now creep through as far as you can through the legs. Don't fall over, and gently pull back against that. Good, and soften. All right, it's going to turn to the side, and just take this leg out a little further. Super gentle stretch at the back, lifting up tall through the head, so we're stretching out the flexor here. Good, engage with this foot, push the floor away as you lift your head up. Tuck the toe under at the back, and we're just going to pop up and stretch over that leg. Chest is still going upwards and forwards as you're relaxing down. Soften the neck. Soften the front leg, turn yourself around and pop that knee down. Cheek the front leg out. If your knee's not great in the floor, you can lift it up off the floor and just do a normal flexor stretch. Sinking this hip down, don't let the back arch, still have it feeling that the chest and the pubic bone are trying to meet each other. Push away from the floor, lifting up through the head, tuck the foot under at the back and come up. Soften the front leg, and we're just going to come in and just be gentle with this because we haven't done too much in this area yet. Just stick yourself down. We're just going to stretch out the inner thigh and smooth the back. So if you can't go all the way down, don't. And even if you're sitting up a little bit further here, you can use the hands to help engage that stretch a little further. Beautiful. Rock your weight forwards, put your hands down, and we're just going to sit down into our butts and roll down into our backs. Oh yeah. Knees into chest, gentle circles. Hello, Humphrey. And change direction. Again, you can get a nice massage of the back on the floor here. Good, pull those toes back and lengthen both feet towards the ceiling, heels going up, toes going down. Lengthen out through the neck here. Stretch is dynamic, so we're always reaching the heels up, always bringing the balls of the feet forwards. Good, soften. And we're going to go up again, but this time don't be so engaged. We're just going to do our duck feet, pigeon toes and duck feet. Nice and slow. You can get a nice stretch here on the inner thighs. And be aware, you can see if you can feel the sensation of those muscles moving through the small of the back and the top of the butt. Good, bend the knees, come down, and we'll just circle through that again. And the other way. Lovely, just put the arms out to the side and breathing in, breathe out, let the legs just drop down and relax, then breathe in, breathe out, let them change side, use the breath to motivate the movement, and if you want to, you can turn the head the opposite direction. Now it sounds weird, well everything sounds weird, but breathing, feel like as you're breathing out, the breath is shooting out through the tops of your knees. Good, alright, bring those knees in again, and just gently allow the weight of the elbows to help stretch, so don't pull them in. Just encourage them down. Lovely, put one leg down and we're just going to do our nice open and closing of the leg, opening up through the hips, mobilizing through the muscles on the butt, inner thigh, all of the things. And then putting the hand near the joint, just encourage it, stretch out a little wider. Looping the hands through, take yourself into the donut and happy Labrador. So happy with yourself for all the good stretching and training you've been doing. And just soften down, lengthen through the sacrum and the top of the head, and just allow the weight of the arms just to help open up through there. Soften the other parts of the body that think they're helping but really aren't. And then if you want to, you can increase the stretch by just gently putting some traction in. Beautiful, put that leg down and take that grounded leg out to the side of the leg that's raised. Close the gap and we're just going to fall over to the side. Let gravity do the work for you. Opening up through the jaw, the sternum, diaphragm, small to the back. Good, straighten the bottom leg and come up. Good, other leg on top and we'll open up those hips. And stretching out. And reaching the hands through. And we can also do this by grabbing onto the thigh, not just onto the shin. And we'll start off with happy Labradors. Really think about the coccyx that's moving, so don't try and sort of just wiggle the hips. The spine's lengthening and it's the coccyx that's wagging. And then we'll just relax down. If you want, you can put gentle traction on that stretch.
Lovely. Knee down. Take it to the side of your mat. And let gravity just help you out with some stretching. Don't know if you heard that, my belly just rumbled. Really relax both shoulders into the mat here. Lovely, lengthen that grounded leg. Alright, we've got to do an stretch, otherwise it's not a stretching day. So lengthen out one leg, other one. Let's start by pulling this knee in slightly. And then pull the toes back, lengthen the heel towards the ceiling. What a beauty of a stretch this one is, hey? Bend the leg and just give it a bit of a wiggle. And again, back up. Good, release that. We're just going to roll through the ankle. Try and relax other parts of the body that wants to help. What's your jaw doing? Go the other way. Lovely. And hands behind. Just send the knee towards the wall. Let the other leg lengthen out on the floor. Beautiful. Bend that leg. Bit of a wiggle. And then we'll swap over. Oh, yeah. Pull this in. Make sure the other leg is lengthening out on the ground with that hip drop towards the floor. Pull the toes back and nip stretch. Soften it and we'll give it a wiggle. Beautiful, toes back and heels up again. And circle. Go the other way. And taking the leg, just gently encourage that knee to lengthen towards the wall. Let the other hip drop towards the floor. Good, soften it and wiggle. And then to finish off on the back, we're just going to do another set of circles with both legs. Other way. Now from here, let that smooth the back burst an imaginary balloon on the floor. And we're just going to lengthen the legs out. Let them touch the ground. Then again. Two more of these. Really keep that feeling of bursting the balloon on the floor. And the last one. Lovely. Now we can just gently give a bit of traction. Actually, I lied. We'll go one more thing. Put the feet down. Let the small of the back engage with bursting that balloon on the floor. Just go back to frog legs. And wiggle the hips. So remember, if the back starts to arch off the floor, just bring those legs in a bit. Soften through the chest and the jaw. Beautiful. Use the hand. Bring them in. Okay, now we're going to turn onto our sides. And over onto our all fours and just stretch down to a child's pose. Beautiful. Scoot yourself forward and just going to sit in a cobra. So elbows under, shoulders, head up, and just let the face extend forwards. Gentle bit of traction from the fingertips pulling towards those elbows. Good, lying down and just bring one foot up and lengthen the knee away from you. Let both hips sink into the floor. And then change the grip so your foot's on the hands on the inside of your foot and just gently let it fall towards the outside. Back in and let's change legs over. And bring the hand in and let the leg fall out to the outside. Back in, put the hands under the shoulders. We're just going to lift the butt towards the ceiling and back into a child's pose again. And take the fingers over to the left hand side and keep on stretching. Good, and back the other side. Back in, and we're just going to go up into all fours and just a few cat-cows. So lift the spine towards the ceiling up. Really soft. And in your own time, just find when you want to come down into the cow. Spine back up towards the cat. Relax those butt cheeks, don't tense against it. Good, tuck the toes undone, take yourself up into a gentle down dog. We'll just start by walking through the feet. Keep those butt bones high towards the ceiling. And you can really slow that down, indulge in that movement, feel like you're pistoning that leg through the floor all the way from the hip joint. And if you want, you can take the knee across the body. Indulge in that stretch. Good, and if you're feeling secure, just going to lift one leg up and open up through the flexor. Back up and change it over. Up like a big yawn, and then if you're feeling good about it, just relax through the flexor. And back, and then settle yourself just into your stretch. Lifting the butt towards the ceiling and try and put the thighs on the wall behind you. Again, you can get that feeling there's a lovely shining light coming from the small of the back that's shining up into the ceiling. The sides of the butt are just melting away. Top of the butt's melting away. Good, bend the knees. I'm just going to sit down for a sec because we're just going to finish off with a little bit more of that glute work. So just making a nice diamond, elbows, and we go lifting that chest up and some forwards. Opening out with the small of the back. And heels into the pubic bone, butterfly flutters. Lifting up towards with the head. When we say lift up towards to the head, don't do like we did in primary school where you hoik the chest up. It's a feeling that from the coccyx all the way through the back of the neck to the top, sort of the top and back of the head. It's lengthening away. Or a feeling of suspension, so you can feel like someone's got a string and they're gently pulling you up. Or that you're like a hot air balloon. And the balloon is the head. It's floating away from the hips, which is the basket. And the spine is the string that attaches them. Good, just gently, if you feel like extending the stretch, you can take the chest up and some forwards. And stretching out through the inner thigh and also the small of the back here.
arm's going to tuck the left leg under the right, left arm over the top, and looking up nice and tall, sitting up nice and tall as you look behind. And then swapping. And, oh yeah. Beautiful. Turn yourself around into all fours. Give yourself a few butt wiggles. Tuck the toes under, lift the butt, and just swing one leg forward. So we're just going to hang over in an A-frame for a sec. And give yourself some gentle swings. So just let all that tension, really, the last remaining bits of tension, it's just like they're pouring out of the head, piling up on the floor. You can vacuum it up later. Just getting rid. Good. And some twisty bounces, just nice and easy. Again, shaking out the last bits of stress. Who needs that rubbish, hey? Hands down and wiggle the butt. Popping out one hip then the other. Bend the knees, rolling up through the spine. Just roll out the shoulders. One more thing. Rolling down and just pop one shoulder forwards. And the other. One more time each side for good measure. Good, and down, just rolling up again. Lovely. Good, I'm just going to roll my wrists. There's always something more to do. Great. Oh my good Lord. Tomorrow is our last day. We are scheduled to be back at Hogwarts. Well, technically we've already done, as I said, Quidditch pre-season training, so we have been back a little bit, but typically, hopefully, our first day back is on Friday, which is about 4 days away, for those of you who don't know where we are, provided that the current Victorian outbreak stays under control. So tomorrow is our last day. So great. I'll say my thank yous then, but in the meantime, please do be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Lots of love. Bye.